Hi guys, welcome back to Coco Cares. You guys, so the lighting has been one beautiful situation today. So this is like my third time filming this video. I don't have a ring light yet, so I'm not filming this again. Whatever you get, if it looks bad, it looks bad. If it looks great, it looks great. Just close your eyes and get the message, okay? Just close your eyes and get the message. But I'm back with you, Jireh, for Coco Cares. I had to take a pause from my studying. I'm studying to take my life insurance test again, and I'm so nervous. I'm so nervous, you guys. This is the 6th time I will be taking this test. You know what? I should probably just walk you guys through my journey so we could see my victories together. But like all last year, I was studying to take this test, and I took it so many times and no luck. And so I was literally about to hang this up because I was like, maybe this is not for me. But then I had a dream and I saw myself doing this. Like I'm like, okay, if I could see myself doing it. And one thing that I pray when I go to bed, so I'm like, Lord, don't give me dreams, but I thank you for instruction and visions that are to come so that I know what to be putting my faith on and what to pray for. And so I had a visiony dream. Let's just call it a visiony dream. And I was building this business. And so I was like, oh, gosh. And so like I went into prayer for a while of like, okay, am I supposed to be doing this, or was that, like, because honestly, you guys, I did not want to take this test again because it's just been kicking my butt. And that is why, one, you should not let anything define you except for Christ, because before this would like, okay, in school, I was a straight A student, not straight A's, like ABs. And I was just like, very studious, and I had no problems in school. And then on tests, I had no problems and stuff. And then I'm taking this test, and the first time I was just like, oh, it's fine. It's a state test. There was like 1,500 questions. It's fine. And then the second time, I was like, oh, it's okay, And then the third time, and then the fourth time, and the fifth, I was like, you know what? This is really weighing on me. And so after the 5th time, I was like, I'm not taking this again. And now the Lord was like, yes, you are. So I'm studying again. So I took a little break because I was like, there's just every area of my life I'm trying to be, well, whatever. Yeah, maybe that's just some personal stuff, whatever. But today, guys, I'm talking about really starting with your mind and what does it mean to take care of yourself, okay? So a little story time for me. You all know how much I love systems and routines and stuff like that. And then when getting back into studying, my systems and routines were just shot to, and I was just feeling in a funk because instead of working out like 7 days a week, I was working out like 4 or 5 days a week. Instead of reading like 5 times a week, I was reading like 3 times a week, sometimes 2 times a week, sometimes a page before I went to bed, and then I like went from intermittent fasting to like eating one meal at like 8, and my intermittent fasting is done at 7. And so it was just like I was all out of whack, and then not being in my routine was starting to weigh on my mind, and I was thinking like, oh, what am I doing? Like, oh, I need to do this, like just giving too much attention to too many things. And I know this happens. I know I'm not the only person this happens to. And so I was like, okay, if I'm somebody who when trying to pursue something, have a system normally and have a routine, and then when that system and routine has to get changed and switched up, like where should my mind be so that I'm not basically beating myself up. I'm giving myself grace. And then that's when I started thinking, like, what you tell yourself, how you talk to yourself, how you nurture your mind, how you take care of your mind makes all the difference. Because if before this I had sat myself down and wrote out, like, okay, this is the change up that is about to happen. These are the new things that are going to be, that will need to be set in place. Instead of working out 7 times a week, drop that down to like 3 times a week. If I knew what I was doing, I wouldn't have gotten into a place of thinking that, like, okay, I'm falling behind, or like, what am I doing? I'm not taking care of myself. I'm not doing this. And I think sometimes, probably a lot of us fall into that place. And then when you fall into that place, you want to just be like, oh, well, whatever, let me just chill. Let me just sleep in, or let me just do this, or because everything now is out of whack. And that's when I started thinking, like, okay, what does it mean to take care of yourself? Because, well, no, initially we'll think like, oh, I'm eating right, taking care of myself. I'm working out, I'm taking care of myself. I'm doing this, I'm taking care of myself. But then when those things kind of dwindle, it's like, oh, I'm not taking care of myself. What am I doing? But if you're still doing what you need to do to push your future forward, to prevail in a certain direction or avenue that the Lord told you to do, then you're still taking care of you. You're still taking care of yourself. You just need like a readjustment. And so I was like, taking care of yourself, one, it really starts with your mind, because you could even, it wasn't like, y'all, I went from working out to not working out. Like, I was still working out. Most people would consider that still taking care of yourself. Like, you're still eating healthy. Most people would consider that taking care of yourself. You're still reading. Most people would consider that taking care of themselves, but it's what you tell yourself. Like, if you tell yourself, like, oh, you haven't read enough, you're not reading anymore, even though you have, you're gonna believe what you're telling yourself, and then you're gonna start feeling what you're telling yourself. You're gonna start acting based upon what you're feeling. And so I was like, all these external things that we do to take care of ourselves, those are byproducts of how we think. Instead of, doing all these things and thinking that these things make us anything, basically, that's why I say, don't allow anything to define you. I'm learning that literally one day at a time. Like, do anything that you thought defined you does not. God defines you. GODJESUS. That is who defines you. Like, you can have nothing and you're still fully equipped. You're still defined. You're still excellent. You're still great. And so it's very important to pay attention to how you think, what you're thinking, whom you're allowing to influence you, what you're watching, what you're spending your time on. It's very important to take time out for yourself. Think about what you're doing, what steps are needed, and if you're gonna do those steps, if I want to say, do whatever will keep you in a healthy, sober state of mind. And the reason I say it that way is because, like, we could say, do whatever is gonna keep you feeling good or keep you happy. But sometimes people can choose bad, quote unquote, bad things or unhealthy things. And it says, like, oh, I'm doing this because it makes me happy or it makes me feel good or whatever. But when you think about it the other way, and also when you add this onto it, like, okay, if you think like, okay, my body, I have a mission, I was put down here for an assignment. I have a mission, I have a purpose, and technically I am the machine that is going to fulfill this mission. So how do I need to be equipped? How do I need to feel on a daily basis? How do I need to be operating on a daily basis? Sometimes what you will need to be inputted may not necessarily be something that you want. Even sometimes something that you may need to do may not be something that you want to do, but it will be something that you need to do. So like, what is the needful thing? What is necessary for you to get to where you need to get to where you need to get, instead of what is just going to make you feel good right now? What is just going to make you happy, And so like, for myself, I believe that I learned this week. When I think of taking care of my mind, I must start with my mind. I must start with how I'm thinking, how I'm meditating, who I am allowing to influence me, what I'm allowing to influence me. And then second, always live my life in a way of maintaining, like, what can I consistently maintain to live a life of excellence, instead of like doing something short-lived right now for just a high type of feeling result. I think I mentioned this before, but a lot of times, sometimes we live like that. What is it? I'm all about self-love, because I believe the only way that you can truly love others is if you love yourself. And the only way you can understand how to love yourself is if you first love Christ, And so, but I feel when you truly start living a life of self-love, it is a life of maintaining. You start developing a life of habits and systems and routines that's going to keep you at a constant level of greatness, instead of feeling like, oh, I'm this, I'm that, I'm slum, I'm crap, and you're just doing something for a short time to make you feel better, which is what we have now called the self-love movement. Like, let us not think of short-lived self-love movements, but let us think of long-term lifestyle maintaining self-love movements. That's a mouthful. But like, just switching it, like, if you are a machine, you have a mission, and you're sitting down here to fulfill that mission. How do you need to best operate? What do you need to best operate? And start moving from that point. Start making your decisions from that point, because what you tell yourself, you start believing. What you believe is how you act, and how you act is your character. That shows people who you are, So if you are someone of great excellence, of integrity, of substance, of significance, then tell yourself that, and create systems and routines and plans that are going to furthermore fortify that, Short and sweet, that's all I have for you guys today. Happy weekend. Have a great week. Be blessed. And I'll keep you guys updated on my life insurance journey. Okay, bye.